Facts Verse presents A Woman Approaches a Huge Gorilla and Gets This. Before we get started, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more great videos. Gorillas. Gorillas are amazing creatures. They're also enormous and powerful and tend to share special bonds with humans. Sadly, poachers hunt gorillas, and the population is dwindling. This is why it's so important to keep them protected and preserve their habitat. The Aspinall Foundation has been working for years to protect gorillas all over the world. Damien Aspinall created the foundation. Years ago, Damien rescued 2 gorillas. After spending quite some time with them, he sent them to a safe place in Africa where they could live their lives. June 2017. It has been 14 years since Damien rescued the gorillas. Damien had recently married a woman named Victoria, and he wanted her to meet the 2 gorillas who were once such a big part of his life. It wasn't going to be an easy trip, and Damien was worried that the gorillas wouldn't remember him. Despite the hard journey and his anxiety, he was determined to make the trip. Ima and Jalta. The gorillas' names were Ima and Jalta. In 2003, Damien was a key member of the team that transported the gorillas for their safety. They were in Howlett's Wild Animal Park in Kent. The team moved the gorillas to the Gorilla Protection Project in Bateke Plateau National Park. During his time with the gorillas, Damien formed a strong bond with them. Damien told Victoria all about the gorillas over the years. Finally, he thought that it was time for them to meet. A difficult journey. It wasn't going to be easy for the team to reach the site where the gorillas were living. They would have to travel down the Nyari River for several hours. Damien and the team knew that it wouldn't be easy to find the gorillas, but they were up for the challenge. Damien didn't just want to introduce Victoria to the gorillas, he also wanted to make sure that they were all right. Trackers. Damien hired a team of local trackers to help him find the gorillas. They traveled to the area where the gorillas were last seen. Damien brought a drone along because it would help them find the gorillas without needing to trek too deep into the forest. The drone was connected to Damien's phone and it had a camera. This allowed him to get a bird's eye view of the jungle. Finding the gorillas. The drone was only in the air for a few minutes before the camera spotted the gorillas. When Jalta and Ima saw the strange flying object above, they were curious. Fortunately, they didn't seem to be annoyed by what was above their heads. They were fascinated, and it drew them out of the bushes. Getting closer with caution. Damien noticed right away that the gorillas had been thriving in their new home. He approached the gorillas, but he did so with caution. Damien knew how powerful and unpredictable gorillas could be. He wanted to feel them out before getting too close to make sure they remembered him. He made sure to stay at their level. This would be helpful in making sure that they knew he wasn't a threat. When he realized that the gorillas felt safe and comfortable in his presence, it was time for them to meet Victoria. The meeting. Victoria moved towards the gorillas very slowly and very gradually. She made sure not to make any sudden movements, so not to startle the gorillas or scare them. Victoria says that it was a tense and exciting moment. She settled in next to her husband, and the gorillas were very intrigued by the woman who was sitting beside their old friend. Tense moment. Things got really tense when the gorillas barreled toward Victoria. She was worried but felt better when she realized that they weren't trying to harm her. A woman approaches a huge gorilla and gets this. They leaned into her affectionately. It was almost as if they knew how important Victoria was to Damien. The gorillas looked at Victoria very closely because they were very curious about her. She was thrilled when they pulled her into their laps to cuddle. Damien says that his gorilla friends treated his wife as one of their young. It was an incredible moment for the couple. A bond of their own. Damien already had a strong bond with the gorillas going back over a decade. When they got to know Victoria, they formed a bond of their own with her. Damien hoped that his gorilla friends would accept Victoria, but he never expected things to be as great as they were. Victoria says that the funniest moment of the trip was when Ima took Damien's hat off his head and tried it on. Sure, the hat didn't fit, but it was a heartwarming moment. It was something that David and Victoria would never forget. What did you think of the story? Let us know in the comments, and be sure to subscribe to Facts Verse for more great videos.